Well, hey folks, Smudge here again. Do my peoples have a great show lined up for you on Monday night? Hailing out of southern Indiana, they're bringing you Chico and Jerry Goodpasture and their channel, He Provides Homestead. Though it's a relatively new channel, having started March 6th of this year, their presence is known all over the internet. They have a Twitter account, a Facebook account, a VidMe account, an Instagram account. They even have an eBay store. They have a wonderful selection of videos and not only show you how to be frugal, they show you how they do it. So here they are. Let me get the projector and here you go.
We are headed over to the Orange County Community Garden. We are participants. And you'll learn more and see more as the season progresses.
Real cricket too.
Oh yeah, these aren't fake. These aren't imitation. These are the real deal.
It has eyes.
Critters.
These have eyes.
Yeah, looking at.
Here actually by the pair, so we know specifically what these are going to cost us. I haven't tried them on yet, but I will before we leave.
I thought we were in a good spot, folks, but apparently not.
Okay.
I believe that come from a Marlboro catalog about 20 years ago. Sell this tractor today too. I'm sure that's a bit out of my reach. Fishing poles.
Oh, you don't need those, do you?
No, but I might have them. Fish cleaner.
Just like that. I gave it to Chris.
These are pretty cool. These old pumps usually bring serious money. We'll see what that brings today. We've had some great names for the rooster. Thor, Napoleon, Mordecai, Cogburn, Geronimo, Rocky, and I apologize if I left yours out, but those were some of the top ones, and we're going to go.
You're up.
Good evening, folks. I was just told we're live. We have the guests back behind the curtain. You know, it's like Wizard of Oz deal. You know, don't open the curtain. You never know who you'll see. So it's a beautiful evening here in North Central Ohio. Hope it's good weather-wise wherever you are all. Jeez, tongue twister. August 7th, Monday. Great month. Hey, Mountain Mama, how are you? Grab a seat. I think Southern Arc left some popcorn and some soda there for you. I don't know if there's any beer left in the fridge or not. Spicy, what did you bring? You know, you'll have to watch what your mother does. Just never know.
Do this.
And just a reminder for anyone that does not know, we are having a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. No, we're not giving away 1,000 subscribers. But this ends tomorrow, noon Eastern Standard Time. The qualifications, so to speak, for this is you have to comment in that video for the 1,000 subscriber you want in. And then you have to go to a different video and type 1,000 subs, not that same video. And you have to be a subscriber. Unfortunately, some channels don't want to be known, don't want people to know if they subscribe, so it's hard to find out if folks are really subscribing. And I have a real issue with that, but nothing I can control. So
That's just YouTube.
It's just YouTube. So we're going to stop the entries tomorrow noon Eastern Standard Time and 8 p.m. tomorrow night.
8 p.m. tomorrow night we'll do a live stream. Homesteading with the Cases will be on at 9 o'clock. We will be off before then. We'll just send everybody over to their live stream. They do a great job. We've had them as a guest.
Yes.
So, but you know who's kind of just real anxious sitting back here?
I know. They're just biting at the bit back there.
Well, you know what?
Let's bring them on. Give them the hot seat.
Folks, you
got 'em
are
both.
live. Jerry and Chico, say hello to everybody here.
Hello, everybody here.
There you go.
Shh, Mountain Mama, don't say that. Nobody knows.
Now, you guys that are watching, you can call all your buddies and tell them to come and watch as well.
Yeah, tell your enemies. Bring them on over.
Tell your in-laws and your outlaws.
Here we go.
So, and just so everybody in the room knows, Jerry and Chico are not seeing this actual presentation. So we are going to work with them. If you have any questions, please post them in all caps, and we will make sure that they get the questions and can answer them.
Hey, Miss B Lady.
We're flying blind, folks.
I did just post their channel for all of you. For those who have not checked them out, please do so. Great peoples. Jerry does crafts, just amazing, just awesome stuff. And they have 4 children?
Yes.
We do, 4 adult children.
And how many grandkids?
We have 5 grandkids.
4 granddaughters and a grandson.
Wow.
Yeah.
So on the kids, are they all girls, guys, or?
Our children are 3 females and 1 male, and our grandchildren are 4 females and 1 male.
Oh, so the hormones abound over your way.
They do. Our walls often drip with estrogen.
Oh my! I lived in that for a while when I was divorced before I even met Daryl. I lived with my mom. My daughter moved in, and she had her son. But then my niece moved in with her daughter. Oh my gosh! Yeah, you wanted to find a hole to hide in.
Yeah.
For me, I just want to tell everybody out there that you kind of got to watch what you wish for. When I was a young man, I always wished that when I grew up, I would be surrounded by beautiful women. And I am. It's just not how I seen it happening when I was a young man.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
you got it.
Southern Ark Homestead has stated, I bet that grandboy is rotten.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but believe it or not, he's the sweetest one out of all the kids.
And we have we do have a question here. Can you tell, the bee lady has asked, he provides, can you please tell me when children are really adults?
Oh, that's a bit of a sticky wicket.
Yeah.
And
don't ask me,
there are
bee lady.
some days I'm well past my teenage years, but there are some days that I still act like a kid.
Okay, and Wayne has asked, how are your community gardens doing?
They're doing phenomenal. We are blessed here in Southern Indiana. We've got probably just the right amount of rain. We get rain about twice a week.
Or this year, at least.
Yeah, the past couple of years has been very good. So the garden's doing well. A lot of different produce is coming on. Tomatoes.
We have tons of peppers, all types of peppers. Our corn's almost done, ready. Pumpkin, squash is on the vine. And right now is a really great time in the garden because we put in all this work. So when we go now, we're just harvesting.
Okay, Mountain Mama has asked, how far south are you? You can share as close as you would like.
We're the best way to describe it's we're about 100 miles south of Indianapolis.
Okay. And Jerry, tell us a little bit about your craft making. I understand your favorite material is burlap, of all things.
It is. Yeah, I love burlap. I love to make flowers. Basically, I'm a cheapskate, is what it comes down to. I refuse to pay. I refuse to pay what the big stores want for the crafts. So I will check it out, look at it, kind of decide what I can do, what I can't do, and I make my own.
Sounds great. Well, we knew we liked you right away when we saw you went to auctions and the Goodwill stores, and because that's right down our alley.
Oh yeah, B-Lady, they are racetrack folks. You watched that video. And I told that to Daryl too, because Daryl used to race. Daryl's a dirt track. So yeah, we saw that. That was your dad, right, Jerry, that you took to the racetrack?
To the racetrack?
Yeah.
Racetrack.
No.
Oh no, that was Cases. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
That was Cases.
That was Cases.
Those are some good old Hoosier folks too.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Right state, wrong part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're those Yankee Hoosiers.
They're the Yankee Hoosiers. Well, are you guys going to try to make it to the Hootenanny?
The Hootenanny.
That is the Michigan meetup that's just across the border up there. I
had not heard of it.
Okay, well, I guess we'll do a little bit of promoting. I've heard. I guess you've probably heard of Pratt Family Homestead.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, he and other Michigan channels are putting on a meetup. It will be the 26th of this month, which is a Saturday. It is open to everyone. I know that Cases are going to be there. We're going to make the trip. It's about 3 hours for us. So I don't know. They're not very far into Michigan. And what is it? Somerset?
Yes. Somerset Center?
Somerset Center, Michigan or something.
Okay.
I know he's got a Facebook page up about it. So if you look up Michigan Hootenanny or...
Yeah, you can just look up Pratt Family or do a search on Facebook for Hootenanny. That'll come up.
Yep, that'll come up.
Yeah, we'll look into it.
So, but that's on a Saturday. I don't know if you guys venture that far.
And Planting Seeds for Life, thank you. Don't forget they're having a potluck.
Yeah, it's a potluck.
Okay. We went on a mission trip to Michigan 4 or 5 years ago. 6 years ago. We went all the way up to the UP though.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
We
went in July. Anybody that's got kids involved in high school sports knows that there is only one down week of the year, and that week's in July.
Right.
So we went, because we had a lot of youth going, we went that week in July, and when we left southern Indiana, it was pretty warm, but when we got to Michigan, it was some great weather.
And speaking of the Cases, they've just arrived in the house here.
Their ears must have been burning.
Yeah, we were just talking about you, Howard and Tina. So,
oh Wayne, I don't want to go into how about the squash. I picked I think 7 more today. So I'm going to start shredding more tonight.
Are you folks over there getting overrun with squash right now?
Not like last year. Our squash are doing fair.
Yeah, I'm including zucchini as squash. But.
Yeah, believe it or not, I forgot to plant zucchini this year. I planted straight neck, crooked neck, but I forgot to plant zucchini.
Okay, this may mean something to you, but Mountain Mama has said we used to take our horses to Edinburgh.
Oh yeah,
Edinburgh, yeah.
Edinburgh. Okay.
We actually go through there fairly regular. One of our children and his family live in Indianapolis, so we're up that way quite a bit.
And Grizz 270 has come into the room. So.
Oh, Grizz.
Tell us a little bit about your channel. What prompted you to become a YouTuber?
Well, it's kind of like when the Beatles came to America, they did the Ed Sullivan Show, and they said that they were an overnight success. But they never said a word about all the years that the Beatles played in Hamburg, Germany, and all the work that went into getting there. So the whole homesteading thing was coming on for years before we even realized what it was.
Okay.
So a lot of the things that we do, we've either done for a long time or knew that we were going to do that. We've been making our own laundry detergent for 7 or 8 years. A lot of that stuff, gardening, we've done some of that before. But then as we became more aware of the situation around us, we started learning what it is that we're doing, and we started becoming more focused and realized that this is the path we need to be on. So about 2 years ago, we started building raised beds, and we started kind of heading in this direction. And then by the end of last year, we knew this was what we wanted to do.
Okay. Well, I have yet to meet a homesteader that does not have some prepper in them. So.
Yeah, I think the two go hand in hand.
Yeah, I agree. So what percentage of prepper are you, would you say?
Well,
I think he would be a much bigger prepper if our house wasn't as small as it is. Because almost every closet we have, he's stocked with something. He's ran out of space, and we're now putting it in the, what do we call it, the underneath?
Oh, in the crawl space.
In the crawl space.
Okay,
so he knows now that if he's going to prep, he has to crawl underneath the house.
So you're associating prepping with hoarding.
Oh, well, heck, we've been preppers for a long time then.
Those are not my words.
Okay.
If you
that
go to
would make
if you
some
go
of
to
our
auctions,
neighbors preppers as well.
yeah, if you go to auctions, that definitely goes hand in hand.
Yeah, it does.
My mom and my uncle were big auction people. Yep.
Yeah.
See, but I've always been security minded. I've always been the one that realizes it's not if there's going to be a storm come, it's when. And I've always been like that.
Okay, and we have a question here for you. Do you guys have any fruit or fruit bushes?
We have the berries.
I'm guessing that they didn't elaborate.
Well, we started a berry bed. Everything, or mostly everything that we grow, we have to grow in beds, right? Because the land we live on is backfill. It's riprap, gravel, blacktop, sand. So we have to build beds. So about a year and a half ago, no, maybe even a little longer than that, we built a big long bed for berries, and we've been adding to it for the last couple of years. It should prove fruitful next season. So, and then we have the fruit that a lot of people overlook. We've got a natural walnut tree right outside our front door.
Okay.
We've got hickory trees. We've got persimmon trees, and we actually have a small peach tree that I'm not sure how it ever got here to begin with.
And Dale Hicks has asked, can you still crawl into that crawl space?
As of today, yes.
Some days are better than others, and I'm not promising that I could come back out once I got in there.
That would be my fear.
Yeah.
Especially if no one's home.
So Jerry, do you do some canning and stuff as well then, or?
You know what? That canning is one of the things we have talked about. We have never canned. We have the pressure cooker, a canner to do it. But we bought it secondhand, so we don't have a manual. And honestly, no one that is close to us cans, so we've never seen it done before.
Okay, well, obviously YouTube is a great teaching tool. And
yeah.
I know Sherry has done some videos.
What?
On a few videos on canning. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
We we realized a couple of years ago that we weren't very good at any level of food preservation, but we've learned and gained quite a bit, but we still haven't mastered the canning. We do, we'll flash freeze fruits and vegetables. We have dehydrated. We hang up different herbs to dry and then put them in jars, stuff like that. But we've yet to master the canning.
Okay. Well, it certainly isn't. It isn't as intimidating as what it might appear. It really is.
The fear factor is part of the issue for us.
And we have, looks like we have Wanda in the room from Deep
here.
South Homestead, her Crazy Days channel.
Yep, Coco's here and Discover E.
Yeah, Coco, Discover E, Tina Case is here.
Grizz just harvested 8 zucchini off of 3 plants and 4 yellow crooknecks off 3 plants. And they had 6 yellows. Yeah, so you're about in the same boat I am.
So
let me get something to show you real quick.
Okay.
Let me show you something.
Yeah, Jerry, what I'm trying to do here is to relate to you some of the people that's in the room, and for you people that are in the room, just so you know, Jerry and Chico do not have the chat up, so we are having to relay to them any of your questions, which is fine. We don't mind doing that at all. And I see he's got a very small club there. You stick that under your car seat.
Yeah. This we check the tires with this.
Is that your CCW, your concealed carry weapon there?
Yeah. We take this into rough neighborhoods. This is one of our straight neck squash that we grew this year.
Now, see, I didn't grow any straight necks,
and we didn't. This is the first time we've grown them, and I gotta admit, I'm not a huge fan. We'll go back to zucchini and crooked neck next year. But they've done well.
B lady, that's a squash. It's a straight neck summer squash.
Yes.
Chico, were you here on our live stream last week when I showed one of the biggest zucchinis that I had?
I wasn't. The live streams, I'll be honest, I'm in bed by 9 most
Dale
nights.
says that's a weapon killer.
Okay, she's going to go grab her club. And there's a couple questions here for you. Green Gables Homestead would like to know what variety of the straight neck squash you just displayed was. And Wayne asks, how many community gardens are there where you live?
There's actually only one that we know of. There may be something out there we don't know of. Do you know of any others? Well, that's like a cooperative.
Okay.
As far as the community garden, this is the only one that we know of, and we send out invites to our entire county. The town we live in, where the community garden is the county seat, and we have a town that is west of us and a town that's north of us, and we invite everyone in those communities to come join us as well.
Now Grizz says that if he lets his summer squash get that big, the skin gets tough. And I would just tell Grizz, well, you know how to skin things.
Yeah.
Don't even let him get you started.
They do get a little bit tough.
Okay, I think Sherry has with her.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And
okay, I have a little bit of squash envy.
Yeah, this is the biggest one. This is what happens if you forget them for a few days.
Yeah. No,
This is going to be quartered up and shredded.
Are you going to make bread with it?
This winter, yes. I already have 7 quarts in the freezer. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
awesome.
I have 3 this size and then 3 about 5 at the size of your yellow squash. Plus, I have the crookneck yellow.
So if your kids are all grown and moved on, how well are you two adjusting to being empty nesters like what we are?
We absolutely love it. I thought I would have trouble with it, but I absolutely love it. We have, we're like 2 little kids. We just decide, if we have a day off, we just do whatever we want. And the kids are in and out. Normally on the weekends, we have grandbabies.
It's so nice to give them back too, isn't it?
Oh
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. You get to enjoy them and hand them back. You know,
We're hoping that at least 2 of our children, maybe 3, are watching tonight. So I would like to say to them that we miss them, but about once a week we run down the hallways waving a towel going, woohoo!
That's not true.
Yeah, after I had grandkids, I often wondered why I couldn't have them first.
Oh, yeah, life would be so much better.
Well, I told my son that he's redeemed himself. I will keep him now that he's given me the grandchildren.
Yes.
Roberta's Artistic Adventures says hello.
Hi, Roberta. Hi, Roberta.
Hi, Roberta.
We like Roberta quite a bit. And the whole artistic thing, she's not lying. She's very artistic.
Okay, and I just want to repeat to everybody that's in the room, Chico and Jerry are not able to see the chat because of the way we have the connection here. And so we are relaying all of your questions to them. And, of course, they're answering, but they're in fine form.
Cockeyed Homestead said, remember, grandchildren are your reward for not killing your children as teenagers. You got that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, or then when they get pregnant, it's like paybacks. Mm-hmm.
It looks like Grizz has a question for you here. Wants to know if you try what he suggested.
The frying it up with the bacon on a sandwich. Grizz, I think that I couldn't get a bun that big. But that does sound good. May have to do that tomorrow.
And Backwoods Raised says he's in East Texas, or he or she, I don't know. I'm in East Texas. Do you think it's too late to plant a fall garden? Well, I couldn't tell you, but I don't know. Maybe you guys have an opinion on that.
I would say check your zones. Check and see what zone you're in, and then Google what it is to plant this time of year. There's multitudes of resources out there that tell you what to plant in the month of August in which zone. So I'd say there's something redeemable that you can plant right now.
Okay, and I'm just trying to look back through the chat here, see if I lost anything. Last nice guy one says you guys grow squash for self-defense.
Yes.
And Deep South has answered our Texas folks here, and he tells them they still have time. So he's down in southern Mississippi, so he would know.
I was stationed in southern Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi.
Did you hear that, Danny? He was down in Biloxi, Mississippi. I maybe didn't say that, pronounce that correctly, but okay. So we've heard a little bit about your starting the channel and so forth. Tell us about your property. Do you have 150 acres, 2 acres, a half an acre, quarter acre?
What do we have? I don't even know what we have.
She just knows where to turn.
That's right.
We have 2.5 acres, and a half acre of it, we have a mobile home sitting on it that one of our daughters rents from us. And then we have where our house sits, the property's kind of divided up a little. Where the house sits is an acre. So I've got an immediate acre that I work out here. And then we've got an area up behind us that we do different things with. Like we have wood chips dumped up there.
I saw that
some equipment.
In one of your videos. I saw you had a nice supply of wood chips.
We got, I think, I lost count, but I think it was somewhere around 22 to 25 truckloads brought to us last year.
Wow, more than we got.
People would stop us in town and say, what are you going to do with all that?
But I would like to say that, and the video will be out in a few days, a couple of days ago, my father-in-law he'll be 79 this month. He was feeling better. It all worked out. We brought the backhoe down, and about 18 truckloads we spread out in a couple of hours, and it doesn't look like much wood chips now. So if you remember back, we were telling you that this acre here is all backfill. So we're putting the wood chips about a foot and a half deep over the whole place. And then we're going to let them settle down. We're hoping to amend the soil a little bit, kind of put a little depth on top of the backfill stuff.
Well, and Bee Lady asked a little bit ago, do you use any special kind of gardening, wood chips, mulch, etc.? That pretty much.
Are you doing a back to Eden type garden with your raised beds, or?
Not at this. We do a little bit. Last year, at the end of the season, we took the wood chips that we had and we covered all of the beds that we had at that time. And I guess you could say what we're doing with the wood chips is kind of going to be back to Eden. But once we get all these chips laid out and it all starts to settle, we'll go ahead and build beds on top of those.
And the Bee Lady has asked, what type of wood chips are you using? I am seeing channels that some wood chips are killing plants. Let me put my 2 cents in on that first, because I'm betting you're the same way. It's whatever the tree trimmers bring you. That's
Absolutely.
The way,
we didn't ask
what
any
we
questions.
do. Yeah. Don't ask any questions. You use what you get and it's if it's dropped off at your property at no charge, and all you have to do is move it to the area you want it. You don't ask, you don't care.
Well, a couple of things. She told you she's a cheapskate. That's an understatement. I'm the king of cheapskates. So I'm all about free resources. And then the other thing is it doesn't matter what size the gift is or what shape or what color the gift is. There are those in the world that will find the flaw in that gift. We, on the other hand, try to see the positive of everything. I'm sure there's some wood chips out there that we probably could live without, but we're glad to have those 22 truckloads.
Okay, and I think it's just about that time, hon.
Yep.
So, I think it's about trivia time. Okay, folks. The rules on the trivia are very simple. Rule number 1: you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window, as received and recorded on the stream here at Two Family Homestead. And number 3, you must send us an email with your address within 48 hours. And that email should be addressed to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. So these questions were supplied by our guests here this evening. And the first one of those would be, what branch of the military was Chico in?
Now, if our kids are watching, they better be on top of this.
Homesteading with the Cases, Air Force.
He's dead on.
Homesteading with the Cases.
Yep.
All right.
I think he's made comments. I wear an Air Force hat quite a bit, and I think he's commented on my hat a few times. And I'll go one more. He's Navy.
Okay, Homesteading with the Cases is our first question winner. And I write these down just so we have them. Okay. So now we're back out of the fun stuff here for a little bit. Jerry, you look like you're just waiting to say something.
Nope, I'm good.
So
don't let her kid you. She'll have plenty to say when we're done.
So I'm a little curious. Do one or both of you work outside the home? Do you, or is you just full time homesteading, so to speak, or are you retired like we are? Or?
Can I brag on you?
No, you can't.
No.
No. I work full time at a local hotel that's nearby. So I am full time, and we truly believe that God has ordained it that Chico can be home at least part of the time, which is why he does most of the videos alone. And we feel like it's the right thing for us at this time. He does work. You want to tell him where?
Yeah. Actually, I have been in the past several years. I've worked in special education at the local high school. But then last year, due to some health issues, I segued into just being a substitute teacher, which I work nearly every day. So this year, we've decided that we're just going to stick with that and see how this works out.
Okay. Well, I know that I have heard that you're both ministers, ordained ministers, preachers.
We're still ordained, but we don't really do any ministry anymore.
Okay. Well, and again, obviously, I'm making conversation here, and I'm stumbling.
Well, here, let me. We both used to be youth ministers.
Okay.
And I gotta be honest. That's a young man's game. This old dude is not doing lock-ins and overnights and let's see who can eat how much pizza. I just can't do that anymore.
Well, no, I think I could give a run on the pizza.
Oh God, pizza man.
I could do it once, but then I'm like down for 3 days. So, but it just ebb and flowed like our whole life. Ebb and flows like it's supposed to. And the thing is we're okay with changes, and we're okay with how things work out most of the time. We used to, for years, we were youth ministers, and we both worked at the local school. She worked with the younger kids, and I worked with the older kids. And that worked out very well. And then a little over a year ago, she was offered a job at this hotel, and she liked it enough that she stayed, and she's since been promoted. I'm very proud of her, and she's very humble. So that's where we're at.
Sounds great. And obviously that helps out for getting other stuff done around the house and everything.
Oh yeah.
We found out since he's been home and I've went to work full time that he's a much better cleaner. He's a much better cook. He's a much better grocery shopper. It is amazing. He does a better job than I've ever done.
Well, I got to tell you,
folks, you heard it here
I do
first.
Want to credit. Yes, don't let it get around.
Yeah, you heard it here. This man needs an apron.
Right, he looks good in an apron.
You should see me in my little French maid's outfit.
I don't want to go there. TMI, TMI.
He didn't need to go there either.
Is that
Sorry.
one of those la la la?
That's right.
Last nice guy wants to borrow you.
No. The French maid's outfit's getting dust on it. It's fairly dust covered. I do think though, I do want to credit the military. Some of the things that I have found out I'm good at, I got to give the military credit because they instilled a lot of things in your head that stay there forever.
Okay.
Well, that's a good-looking couple.
He just said that's a good-looking couple. I think he was talking about those two.
Okay, I got my ears back on now, and just
That was awful without those ears on.
For you folks in the room, we have a Skype connection with them, and I just wanted to give them a better view as to what you folks were seeing. So that's the reason I moved the camera around, and I'm hoping that they have a much better picture.
This is better for us. We can now have a better understanding.
Okay.
And I do now want to apologize for the glare that's coming off.
Well, you're just lighting up the room.
That's right.
Yeah, I as a matter of fact, today I seen a guy. I had to go to town. I seen a guy, and he hollered at me and he said, "How come you ain't wearing a hat?" And I told him, I said, "I forgot it today." And he said, "You know, I didn't wear my hat to church Sunday." He said, and the people behind me was getting blinded. I said, "Yeah, but it makes reading the Bible so much easier."
Dale Hicks has asked, do you guys enjoy homesteading?
Very much so. I do.
We love it. There are aspects about it that I don't think you can get in any other way of life. I think there's a peacefulness. I think there's a sense of accomplishment. And I think there's a sense of security and liberty that come along with this lifestyle that I've never experienced anywhere else.
Okay.
And Roberta's Artistic Adventure wants to know, how do you treat garden mold?
Not well this year. Yeah, as of right now, we're not the best ones to ask. We've got the same problem. All of our squash and our pumpkin leaves both have mold, but I got to tell you, our pumpkins look great. It's just the leaves look horrible.
And all sorts of says it's just too much rain all around. So it's been a very strange. It's been a very strange year. I think everywhere it's been a strange year.
Yeah, and here we are in August, and we're having temperature. We had temperatures in the 40s a couple of days ago.
Yeah, it's just been crazy. Wayne has asked, are you guys going to keep the chickens?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have to make some changes, of course, but we are absolutely going to keep them.
Do you have plans for other livestock?
Yes, I want goats.
Okay, goats.
I want goats. I would like a dog as well. Something that could get along and live peacefully with the chickens.
And protect them.
Okay.
So we do. We talked about rabbits. When I was a kid, for one year of my life, I raised rabbits. I lived in Missouri, and I really enjoyed it as a kid. So we've discussed that too. But I'm sure the goats will come before any rabbits. And we'd like to get a couple guinea fowl.
Okay. Hike with Mike has joined the room here. I don't know if you folks are familiar with him or not.
I don't think so.
And we have a question. Can you explain homesteading to us newbies? I've always wondered about it. Now, there's not only he provides, but anyone in the chat room, Wanda, Danny, any of you, feel free to give a little plug there.
Yeah, the majority of the people in here are quote unquote homesteaders. And
well, I can give you my definition or my take on it. It may not jive with anybody else on the entire planet, which often happens. But to me, homesteading, if you think about it, it means to stay home, and it means that homesteading means that you go out your front door and do your grocery shopping. And it means you go to the sewing machine to make your stuff. In my mind, the whole homesteading thing was people would come to a place where there was fertile soil and good resources, and there is where they would scratch out their lives. And it would be what they made of it. So I don't know that a lot of folks would agree with that. What do you say?
I think for me, homesteading is getting back to the basics. It's doing what we're able to do, what God gives us the ability to do with what we already have. And he has, you know, he's given us a mind. We have this piece of land, and we're doing the best we can with it to go back to those basics, to go back to the earth, and to leave as small a footprint as possible. And at the end of the day, I think we both have peace with that.
Yeah. And I would also say that, you know, back in the day, 100 years ago, people, their focus wasn't on, I need to go get a job somewhere. I need to go trade blocks of time for amounts of money. And that's how we're going to get the things we need. The mindset is we need these things and we got to make it happen. So that's kind of how I see it.
Okay. Well, and to me, homesteading is doing the best you can with what you have.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can be a homesteader in town if that's. I mean, you just have to deal with your circumstances.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And to some extent, I think it's a part of the mindset of homesteading is to cut out the middleman. Example, our laundry detergent. We'd rather make it ourselves and cut out that middle guy that's got to make a cut of the sale, and we'll make our dollars stretch farther that way.
Yeah. Last nice guy one said, it's doing what your grandparents did so you didn't have to.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And
Roberta's Artistic Adventures says homesteading also allows you to spend more time with your family, which is important these days.
Very important.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, how many times can you go out to eat and the table next to you, whether it's just a husband and wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, or family, they're all sitting there with some sort of an electronic gadget in their hands. They're not even looking at each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Roberta's exactly right. And that was part of our deal. And a few years ago, I had a concept that I wanted to teach our children, and they got it. But the thing of it is like turning off the lights and not standing with the refrigerator door open. Don't leave your phone charger plugged into the wall. We started talking about all that stuff, trying to get them to do the right thing and to be somewhat frugal. And I explained to them that the reason most folks go to work is so that they can get money to trade for other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times that other stuff is things like electricity and water and gas and so on. So if I lessen the flow of money that I'm spending on electricity and those type of things, then that's less hours I have to spend away from my home and away from my family to earn that money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. The difference between a farmer and a homesteader is they both worked hard, but the homesteader had to learn, scroll off the screen here, had to learn how to do without. That's the difference between a homesteader and a farmer.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, it's we've got a pretty nice little active chat here this evening. So,
good.
You folks, again, any questions that you have for them, please post them in all caps. They do not have the ability to see the chat, so we will have to relay that to them. If I miss a question, if Sherry misses a question, please repost it.
Can I run a little test, Daryl?
Sure.
All right. If our children or any of the students that we've had in the past are watching, comment rocket fuel. Then we'll know that you're watching. Rocket fuel. And then, Daryl, if you don't mind, you can let us know if anybody...
I most certainly will.
Don't know why I picked the word rocket fuel.
Not yet.
But there's no takeoff yet.
Okay.
Well, one of our daughters is getting married in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So her lack of response might adversely affect her wedding gift.
Oh.
Speak up, young lady. Speak up.
That's right.
Yeah. Speak now or forever hold the wedding gift.
Well, you know, with YouTube, I do not have, and none of us content creators have the ability to invisibly see who is actually in the room.
Right.
We don't know. So they have to speak up.
Chicken Stamps wants to know what your favorite. I already know this. What's your favorite crafting material to create with?
Oh, burlap, hands down.
I would say barn lumber runs a close second.
It does.
Do you market your items, or do you just make them for your self-enjoyment and gifts, or?
Both. I will market some. I've taken some to work and put it in my office, and the people there have come through, and then I ended up selling them.
You know, somebody did ask, I think, at the beginning of the chat if you had an Etsy store.
No, I looked into Etsy, and it's just not for me.
Mm-hmm.
We do have an eBay store, and we plan to be hooked up with Amazon very soon.
Okay, Wayne has asked, do you guys get many eggs? And I think I can probably answer that. You haven't gotten any yet.
No, 0.
Not a one.
But they're still pretty new chickens.
Yes, they're very young. They're not to egg laying stage yet.
Which this week our rooster has just started. What do you call it? Crowing in the mornings, which just totally cracks us up. It sounds like a 15-year-old boy. His voice changing out there.
Just crackling all the way.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
Roberta's Artistic Adventure says, Jerry, you're the burlap queen.
I am. Thank you, Roberta.
And I need to throw this in. The auction video that we most recently released, we bought a box lot of some stuff, and when I got to looking, it's like 15 feet by 6 feet, or I don't remember the measurements, but it is camouflage burlap.
Yeah.
Really?
Brand new, still in the package.
I'll be darned.
How about that? Well, you know, I'm gonna share something out of my memory here that I don't think Cher even knows. Many years ago, my mother, who was a crafty person, and she was active in ladies group in the church they attended and so forth. But they put on a fashion show where they made their own clothes out of burlap.
That would be very cool.
Yeah.
That'd be very itchy.
Yeah.
I don't know why, just talking about this burlap, I just happened to think of this, that they made clothes out of grain sacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of different, and I'm.
It sounds very cool.
Well, I'm easily going back over 50 years ago. So.
Well, you are old.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't move as fast as I used to.
How many people's in the room right now?
41.
41.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And Coco Noel asked, do you have any You pronounce it, Daryl.
I'm sorry, I don't see where you're at.
Existential musings.
Existential musings.
Yeah.
I have lots.
I don't know what that means. Somebody will have to break it down for me.
Yeah, I have a lot on a wide range of subjects.
And Wayne wants to know if you're ever going to do solar.
Yes, we hope to, and we've actually, to some extent, started. We have which is another reason for the wood chips, and I'll tie the two together in a second. We've recently got a solar charger for our electric poultry netting. And it's portable. It's a portable netting. It's portable ground rod. It's got a weight that drives it in and pulls it out. Very cool. And the netting. So we're started on the solar, and we'd like to build up a little at a time. For budget constraints, the house will be further down the road. So, but now let me tie the solar charger and poultry netting to the wood chips. Again, this is all backfill. So we went ahead and ordered the poultry netting and the solar charger, and I went out to put it all in the ground. Then I realized that the backfill isn't compliant. It won't stick here where it needs to, but you go back 3 feet and it'll drive. But then you get a big dip in your netting. Or if you could only stretch it 3 more inches, it would stick, but you can't. So that's the reason for the wood chips, is to make this soil more usable, so that we can do portable netting and stuff like that.
So you're doing back to Eden landscaping.
Yes. Yes.
It's 9:55.
Ah, it's that time again. So let me get some things ready here.
And the concrete kid just came in. She's our guest next Monday.
Oh yeah, next
good.
Monday's guest has popped into the room. So anyway, let me bring this up on the screen.
It's $2 trivia time.
Okay, rules one more time. You can only win once every 4 weeks. You must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as received and recorded on the stream here. And number 3, you must send us an email with your address within 48 hours to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. So question number 2.
They're asking that.
I know.
Is, what is the rooster's name at He Provides Homestead?
Dun, 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 dun. It would be really cool to have the Jeopardy tune in the background.
Well, I might get hit with a copyright strike on that, though.
Yeah, I tell you, it's so strict, I'm afraid to even whistle.
More to call. Roberta's
Mordecai.
Artistic Adventures.
What did she say?
Mordecai.
Mordecai.
Mordecai. She is correct, and she's actually one of the people that suggested that name, and I think she's actually the person that explained that Mordecai was Hebrew for warrior.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Roberta's Artistic Adventures. You need to send us an email, twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Just
Give us
jot this down.
your name and address, and we'll get that out in the
And
mail.
we will not spam you. We'll send you cash money.
Can't go wrong, Roberta. Cash money. And
Not
it's a
sure you can
$2
spend it in
bill.
you can't spend it in too many places, but it's real.
Have you ever taken a $2 bill to like a fast food restaurant or a convenience store?
Especially with a young kid working there.
I was just going to say, with the new they don't know what to do.
You
They
will
don't.
have, these teenagers look at you like you're a counterfeit.
Yeah. I was at the Dollar Tree one day, and the lady in front of me was paying with $2 bills, and the girl didn't know how to break it down to give her change.
Yeah.
So the guy behind me told the lady, "Here, I'll give you 10. You give me as many, five, the five $2 bills, and then just give the cashier the $10. She did not know what to do. And then she was going to ask her manager if it was real. Yes, they're real. I think she was 19 or 20.
I had a teenager at a fast food restaurant tell me one time, looked me dead serious in the face and said, "We don't take those." Yeah, you do. They're money.
Yeah, it's real American tender.
We don't take those.
Oh, it was Peoria dude. Peoria dude won one of our trivia times, and we sent it to him. He's going to frame it.
Yeah, he said he's going to frame it.
He's going to put it up on the wall. So.
If when I do see him in circulation, any of the 1976 I keep, or anything older than that. If it's newer, I spend them.
Wayne wants to know if you grew rhubarb.
If I grew what?
Rhubarb.
No, haven't. I don't think we've ever grown it.
Okay, that's like a perennial. You only have to plant it once. Come back every year.
Oh, she's talking about we have some monster horseradish root.
We have one of those.
Yeah, we've got two. And the plan is to harvest one this year, the other one next year, and rotate them every year.
Well, it's my understanding, at least wise from your mother and aunt, you just can take a part of the root.
Yeah, you don't have to dig out.
You don't have to dig the whole plant up.
My mom used to grind up every year for Passover. I would come home from school and I knew she was getting ready for Seder, because you would walk in the door and the whole house stunk of horseradish. I don't know how she did it without burning her eyes, but Mom would ground her own horseradish. And I have a start from her garden, and then her sister, which still lived back in New York, also gave us a start. So we have a humongous, it took over one end of the raised bed.
Okay, Ambi.
Ours almost has.
Ambi, it is a poisonous plant.
The leaves are.
The horseradish root?
No, rhubarb.
Oh, rhubarb.
Oh, okay. The horseradish root, we are going to give the daughter that's getting married in a couple of weeks, we're giving them a start. Her soon-to-be husband likes horseradish in a lot of his food, so we're going to give them a start off of ours.
Yeah, if in the right conditions, that stuff just takes off.
Yeah, ours is done very well.
So do you like the horseradish yourself there, or?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I like spicy. Unfortunately, I can't eat as much as I used to.
Understand.
I still like spicy though.
Yeah, I even like to put horseradish just on a regular steak.
I've never tried that. Now, have you ever put blue cheese on a steak?
Yes, sir.
That's some good eating.
I rarely have a salad without blue cheese.
Me too. It is good stuff.
Okay, just going back through the chat here again.
Yeah,
okay, Ambi, and though I was serious about that, rhubarb is very good for a lot of things. There's rhubarb pie. There's Sherry's doing some combination of peach rhubarb,
and nectarine rhubarb jams.
Strawberry rhubarb.
Strawberry rhubarb I've done already. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just another one of those plants that's partially edible. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yes.
You do want to be cautious because it's leaves, right?
Right.
Yes. My mother-in-law My mother-in-law loves rhubarb.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is a perennial. It's one of those real nice ones where once you get it established, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the horseradish, the rhubarb, and the asparagus.
Asparagus
are
right?
the three things we don't have to bother with planting again.
We have a focus towards perennials. I realize that I don't have the flexibility that I once had, and I don't have the stamina that I once had. So the mind says we need to plant food that's going to grow even if I'm having issues or whatever. So we're our mind's working towards more perennials.
Yeah, it's getting too difficult to bend down and dig in the dirt.
Yeah, right.
Even though I love it, but it's like, my body just isn't cooperating anymore.
I think, Sherry, that the ground gets further away every year.
Amazing. We get shorter and the ground still gets farther away.
Yeah.
Well, that and time just flies as you get older.
Oh, I know. I know.
I mean, I've been retired for a couple of years now, and I don't know how I ever found time to work.
I agree.
So, and the things that were punishments when we were kids are now the highlights of our life. I wish somebody would tell me to go to my room, or that I had to go to bed early, or take a nap. Please punish me.
So, are you early risers or?
I am. She rises because she has to.
That's right. I consider it a fantastic day if I can sleep in. That is the most wonderful thing at this point in time in my life, just to sleep in, because it's not happening at all.
Well,
Even
somehow
the day I get off, we still have to be up early for something.
yeah. Somehow Sherry and I traded positions on that. Back when I was working, she was the one that was getting up early.
Well, I worked also.
And she worked also, but she was the early riser, and you needed dynamite to get me out of bed.
Yeah.
But
And now,
I'm telling you,
now it's the opposite.
yeah, it's the opposite now. I'm the one that gets up and she sleeps all morning.
Well, not
In the
all.
early
Well, not
days-
all morning, but she's.
in
I'm up
the-
at 5, and she waits till the sun's up.
I'm up at about 5:30.
Yeah.
So, but in the early days of our marriage, there were days that I would take a mirror and tiptoe in and hold it under her nose to make sure she hadn't passed away.
I've done that with Daryl. I'll put my hand on his back and wait to see if it rises. You can feel him
There you go.
breathing.
No, I'm a night owl. I love to clean and do crafts at 9 and 10 o'clock at night. At 9 and 10 o'clock at night, he's already in bed. The lights are out. He's done.
Mm-hmm.
Dale Hicks has asked, can he still touch his toes? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to
It could be
Chico? Or
it could be either one of you. I don't know.
I'll have you know.
Touch them. I can't even see mine.
I'll have you know. I can not only touch my toes, I can touch hers.
No, and you don't.
I can still touch my toes, but I have to bring my toes up to my hand. And I can still run 5 miles. It just takes me 3 weeks to do it.
Green Gables has asked, how long have you been married?
Let's see if he knows the answer.
I remember the day well. It was a hot June day. We just celebrated our 8th anniversary this past June.
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
Happy
And
anniversary.
Thank you.
We were engaged for a year prior to that and dated for a year prior to that, approximately. We've got 10 years wrapped up in this relationship.
And how did you meet?
We met, the first time we met, it is a small community. We met when I was a teenager, and I was still in high school. And because it is a small community, we stayed friends and acquaintances for many years, had other marriages, and then we began to work in the same youth ministry together. Have anything to share?
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's just say
we don't want to get
30.
anybody in trouble tonight here.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. So no, we met in the late '80s. Hung out together some, went different ways, had different lives, and then reconnected at a church about 12 years ago. About 12 or 13 years ago, reconnected at a church, and it just grew from there.
Hey, well, do you folks have anything else you'd like to talk about that we haven't opened up the door to?
I do. When people the subject of what is homesteading and why homesteading and that stuff, there's an aspect of it that is very important to me that I don't see get brought up a lot, at least not enough in my opinion, and it's only my opinion. But the whole liberty, freedom aspect of homesteading. I've always been a very private individual, and I know that's odd for somebody that's got a YouTube channel and throws it out there. But I've been a private person, and I'm a huge fan of freedom and liberty and the ability to do what is best for your family, and whatever it is. If drinking raw cow's milk is what you want to do, by George, I think you ought to be able to do it. If I want to grow a certain kind of vegetable, I ought to be able to, and I like the freedom that this lifestyle brings to us.
Chico, Coco Noel wants to know what the logo is on your shirt, and two of us told her it was a cross.
It is a cross.
There we go. Yeah. I like that.
And I think there's a bigger one on the back.
It does. It is.
Well, that's
Wings.
cool.
And in keeping with our cheapskate lifestyles, this is secondhand.
Nothing wrong with that.
And that's something else that that we like to talk about. How to stretch your dollar further. How to make what is never going to be enough go farther.
Mm-hmm.
So we like the frugal lifestyle. We like to keep our money, you know. So that's a subject that is pretty important to us.
And I think too, we found the older we get, the more simple that we want our life to be, and homesteading helps with that.
Yes, Simplicity is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Wayne asked if you guys could have one old-time tool, what would it be?
One old-time tool. Oh. Well, I just bought some in an auction the other day. A tool that I think that it's way over. Well, there's two, and I still need the other one. A couple of old-time tools that I think every home should have is a good, solid handsaw and a bitten brace. And again, that's not necessarily the prepper mindset, but you're going to be without power. It's not if, it's when. So those things you can do, you can get work done without power. What about you?
For me, it'd probably be a hoe. I mean, we use the hoe for everything. In the garden, in the yard, in the flower beds. We use it a lot.
Yeah, our best hoe is probably 50 years. The head is probably 50 years old.
Well, they don't make them like that anymore.
No.
And believe it or not, I found one that's short. I'm less than 5 feet tall. I found one that is ideal for me. So nobody else can use it, of course, because it's like, so short, but it's sharp, and we use it weekly at least.
I've always, and a bitten brace looks good hanging on a wall. If you have primitive decorations like we do, a bitten brace looks good hanging on the wall.
I'll go along with that. Absolutely. Well, we'd like to go to Cracker Barrel, and
It's Crackle.
Crackle. I'm sorry,
Crackle
I said
Barrel.
that wrong.
Crackle.
There's a story behind that, though.
Yeah. If Danny and Wanda are in the room, they'll understand that one. They were there.
If we try to take a vacation every year, I don't think we're going to get to this year. But when we do, it's almost always south, and we leave here. Usually, we leave home like between 2 and 4 a.m. And I time it so that we hit a Cracker Barrel on the interstate at breakfast time. That's generally how we start our vacation.
Well, I was going to say that's probably becoming pretty easy to do. There's getting to be so many of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they are. They are. And we have, where we're at, little bit of trivia here. North of us, Bloomington, where Indiana University is, they have one of the very few Cracker Barrels in the country that's not on an interstate exit.
Okay. I guess maybe that one we were at in Crossville.
That wasn't on an interstate.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was saying. That's one that was not. But,
was not. Yeah.
There's only a handful.
Yeah. Well, Sherry was telling me there's some couple what their goal is to visit every Cracker Barrel in the United States.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember what I was watching.
Yeah, you were watching some show or something. Some couple that's their dream or goal is to visit every single one.
If memory serves me right, there was a couple that did the same thing with Howard Johnson's many years ago. Their thing was to go. I think they met at Howard Johnson's, and he
Faith Abound just says love Stuckies.
Yeah.
Somebody just asked.
Was a big deal when I was a kid.
Yeah, somebody just asked if they were still around, and I go, no, they've been gone for a long time. Because I can remember when we moved to Ohio when I was 3, and going back and forth between Ohio and New York on Interstate 90. There was a couple of them right off the interstate, and I can remember stopping at them.
Yeah, we would go when I was a kid. We would go from here to Phoenix, Arizona. And there were several Stuckies along the way. Okay, well, it is
10:15, so I just want to make everybody aware we've been on for a little over an hour. If we want to keep going, it's up to the guests and the people in the chat. It's up to you folks. We don't. The show is beyond our drive at this time, so. Whatever everybody wants to do, we're good with it. So, I do have a question.
Lay it on us.
Okay. Hobbies. Do y'all have any hobbies, or do you? When I say hobbies, I mean do you like hunt or go fishing, or I'm not talking like your craft stuff. We know you do your craft stuff, Jerry, but
right.
Do you do?
Numismatics.
Yeah.
Coin collecting.
Okay.
I've been a coin collector since I was a little kid. And it's not, I don't have specified time that I do it, but it is a hobby that I still participate in. And I have a tip for you in just a second. I still go through my change every day. I still look through the paper money that comes through my hands. And I still keep my eye open for a good buy. So, but now here's a free tip that comes from coin collecting. In 1982, pennies there were 7 varieties. 1982 was a transitional period where United States pennies went from copper to zinc.
Right.
In 82, there were 7 different varieties. There were zinc and copper. 83 on, they're all zinc. Okay. So anything prior to 1983 is disappearing from circulation. In fact, we did a little makeshift test a while back. We bought X amount of rolls of pennies, went through them. At that time, about 20% of the coins, the pennies, were copper. They are getting less and less. And here's the thing. Here's why this is important. If we were all sitting around in 1965 when quarters and dimes and half dollars became cupro nickel instead of silver, and we could stash that silver at face value, we'd be all over it.
Yeah.
We have that same opportunity with these copper pennies. They're disappearing, and their value increases all the time.
Well, I was going to say, isn't a copper penny is actually worth more than a penny in raw material, is it not?
Yeah, the last I checked, and I don't check regularly, but the last I checked, a copper penny was worth about 2.5 cents.
Yeah.
So,
of course, it's not legal to deface the coin, to melt it down and garnish that profit, but
no, it's not. It's not illegal for us to do it. But if I've got 10 pounds of copper pennies here, and Joe Schmo down the street offers me,
absolutely,
3 times face value, I may consider it.
Sure.
And what Joe does with it's none of my business.
So do y'all do any hunting or fishing, or you play softball or soccer? Or
my sports days are literally over.
I would say that one of Chico's hobbies are concerts. Any available weekend that we have that there is live music within 2-hour radius, we try to go. He is a concert freak. All kinds of music, doesn't matter what it is. He just loves music.
Well, I just found out James Taylor and Bonnie Raitt are going to be an hour from us tomorrow night and Wednesday.
Yes, they're in Indiana as well.
Are they?
If memory serves me, James Taylor is. I don't remember whether Bonnie Raitt was or not.
Mm-hmm.
But music's very important to me and always has been. I've seen somewhere in the vicinity of 300 to 500 bands.
Rats are in the house.
Dale Hicks has stated that he has a 5-gallon jar full of wheat pennies.
Good for him.
Oh.
Tell him, sit on them. Sit on them. I can tell you myself. I don't need to tell Daryl to tell you. Yeah, they're only going to be worth more money. They're never going to lose value. And then if you are of a prepper mindset, and if you believe that our monetary system's close to collapse, if you think there's going to be a SHTF situation, these are some of the things that you might want to hold on to. Mm-hmm. I think, this is my own personal belief, I think that if our monetary system did crash, I think that copper coins are going to have some considerable value. I think we'll go back to silver and gold, and I think copper will be elevated.
And I think somebody asked here if you have a black powder rifle.
Just going to do that.
I do not. And I'll be honest, I've never even fired one.
Okay, B-Lady says that she has over 5,000 wheat pennies in a safe. Good
for you. And then the way things are anymore, a safe's a good idea. And we actually have a safe deposit box at one of the local banks. We keep the majority of our coin collection there. And then there are still some gems to be had in your pocket change.
Every now and
I
then.
know that, huh?
I say every now and then you get something. I know.
Yeah, and if you Susan B. Anthony dollars, they made them in 79, 80, and 81, and then they brought them back for a few years in the 2000s. But the first 3 years, the 79s are massively plentiful. If you get one, spend it. But if you get an 80 or an 81, that's got some added value. Hold on to that.
Okay, just trying to browse through the chat here real quick, make sure that we're not missing anything. And for those of you that have joined us later here, Chico and Jenny are not able to see the chat, so we are passing questions on to them. What branch of the military were you in, and how long did you serve? How long did you service? Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. United States Air Force, 2 years, 15 days. During the Iranian hostage crisis. That's actually why I went in.
Okay, and that was asked by Toby.
It looks Italian to me. Go ahead and pronounce it.
No, I'm not even going to try. Toby?
Thanks, Toby.
Yeah, exactly.
Grizz is after some more potato water. Ramona Shearer says her hubby is retired Air Force.
See, Toby sounds right. It is Italian. My uncle was Italian. And the only reason my grandma let my aunt marry him is because Antoinette had, just went out of my mind, polio at the time, and she couldn't walk. And Uncle Tony carried her everywhere. So, yeah. So Grandma agreed to let them get married.
That's a good husband.
Yeah, my grandma was the very old, very religious Jewish lady. And here comes a very Catholic Italian guy wanting to marry her daughter. And but he carried her everywhere. And he was my favorite. They were my favorite aunt and uncle. That was my mom's sister. This little tiny petite thing. Yeah, he taught me a few words in Italian. He told me I wasn't allowed to tell my father.
Okay. Well, what do you think, hon?
It's been a great night.
How many people are in the room now?
42.
42.
Be
I'm
lady.
thankful for every one of you.
Yes.
Be lady, thank your husband for his service. My brother was also in the Navy. Mm-hmm.
May I do a shameless plug and ask these folks to subscribe to our channel?
Oh, I've been plugging your channel all night.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
You just haven't heard of it. Yes, she's been putting up your link all night here, and I believe it's in the description. But absolutely, you go right ahead.
Folks, all 42 of you, we would love to have you subscribe to our channel. He provides Homestead, and we're across the board on social media. He provides Homestead.
Yep.
Well, that's nicely done. We'll get him to do one for us.
Instagram.
Yes.
Twitter.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, VidMe, and Pinterest.
VidMe, that's right. VidMe. That was the one I was trying to think of.
You on Pinterest too?
We do, but she does most of the Pinterest.
I love Pinterest. Like, it's my favorite site.
Okay, well then I missed Pinterest in the little promo that I made.
I seen that, but I never ever speak of it. So
now I need to share with you. When I first did the promo, I said the word Pinterest. I said that's not right.
We do have a Pinterest account, and we share a video on it every morning, and she uses it a lot.
I do. And a lot of the crafts that I make, we actually put on Pinterest because I find a lot of my directions and just great ideas on Pinterest.
Well, I know that we talked a little bit about your crafts, but as far as, I mean, do you have plans to market your crafts in the future? Are you going to open up a website? You said Etsy was not for you, and I can certainly understand that.
Right. I think down the road, after I just got a new position, I've only been in it about 6 months, and I'm doing more hours there than I've ever done in any position. Once I get in a good groove with the workplace, then I think we will put more focus on the crafts. Chico he can sell basically anything, so he'll take care of all the sales, side of it. But I think we've talked to local businesses that would let me put my craft, items in there for months at a month or so at a time. But right now, I just don't have the time to put in the effort that I need to really do it justice.
Well, you got a guy sitting beside you there. You just need to train.
Well, that's true.
Well, there's a couple of things. One, we have purchased a domain name. Thank you. We own www.heprovideshomestead.com.
Okay.
But we're not yet ready to set it up and use it. And we have done consignment in the past. And we actually, in 2015, had a booth at a flea market.
And did very well.
Yeah, we did.
Well, and I was going to ask if you do like farmers markets or flea markets or craft shows.
Yes. But we're going to, here's the thing. We got to set it up so that somebody, either we're going to sell it online through a website or an eBay, Amazon thing, or we're going to do it in consignment. Because I'm not comfortable being an uncompensated tax collector for the state. So we want someone else to collect the tax.
Can understand that. Well, let us do a shameless plug for us because it's just happens to fall on tonight. Tomorrow night we are going to do another live stream, very unusual for us to do one on a Tuesday evening. But that is when we are going to pick the winner of our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We have a video out. What was it called exactly?
1,000 subscribers. I just put it up there.
You just put it up there. Well, I'm gonna put a picture up there. Okay, this video we put up. It's been what, 3 weeks ago or so. We crossed the path of 1,000 subs, so we decided to do a giveaway. And tomorrow at 12 o'clock is your last chance to enter on that. And then tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, we're going to do a live stream and randomly pick a winner out of that video. You have to. The rules are in that video. You have to go into that video and make a comment. You have to go into another video and make a comment. And we're going to randomly pick a winner. So that's tomorrow night. You have until noon Eastern Standard Time tomorrow to have that entry in. So the clock is ticking. And this message, of course, was brought to you by Two Family Homestead.
I endorse this ad.
Not paid for by any outside vendors.
Yeah. No, nobody is paying for this.
Although
except
if anybody
for us.
wants to, feel free.
Yeah.
On the note of subscribers, we have some good news. We broke the 600 subscriber mark today.
Well, good.
Awesome.
Good. And I hope you picked up a few here this evening, too, as well.
Yeah, I think they did. 'Cause I noticed people saying they subbed.
Yeah.
Thank each and every one of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We appreciate it.
We certainly appreciate our subs as well, and all you folks in the chat. We always have have a nice crowd in the chat, and it's fairly active. So, is there any other questions out there?
If there's, I'll do a plug for this since Pratt family's in the house. If anybody is in Michigan or one of the surrounding states, there is a Hootenanny, a get-together of sorts on August 26th. And Mike, Jen, Coco, put a little more information in there. Yeah, there goes Coco with the Hootenanny. It's a potluck. Jeez, I couldn't even think of it. My mind just went blank. And yeah, there we go. What's the name of the city, Pratt family? I can't remember. But it's Somerset Center, I think. 1 to 6 p.m. if I'm not mistaken, on Saturday the 26th.
I actually lived in Michigan for a while as well.
Somerset Center. I was right. Yes, Mama, I'm going to be 21.
Okay, if it's...
Not going to tell you with how many years experience, but I'm going to be 21.
If it's Mike or Jenny, I don't know which one of you's in there, but I made Pratt Family Homestead a moderator. So you can put that link in there, or whatever you want to do for that.
Yeah, if you want to put the link for those who have Facebook so they can join it, feel free. Daryl gave you a wrench. He gave you the power.
Somerset
Center, Michigan.
Yeah, Somerset Center, Michigan.
Sheila, there you go. A few weeks.
I've never heard of that town.
Come on and meet a bunch of great folks. Have a good afternoon. Awesome, Amby. That is great.
Yeah, we went to the Big Family Homestead meetup in Cincinnati here a short time ago, and that was a lot of fun. So there's a lot of fun at these meetups. A lot of good people.
We were disappointed that we couldn't make it to the one in Ohio. We've followed Big Family for quite some time, and have learned a tremendous amount from them.
Well, they're certainly on a journey here, and I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but we had Claire on here as a guest a while back. So
I did. We caught part of it. Like I said, I'm usually in bed by now, but we did catch part of that one.
Oh, we're keeping you up.
That's okay. We prepared for this.
Oh, you got your nap today.
You know it. If nobody else is going to make me take a nap, I'll take the responsibility.
Glad you took that upon yourself.
Yeah.
All right, Ramona Shear asked, what kind of crafts do you do? I guess maybe she'd like a better explanation as to your crafting skills.
So I use a lot of, like we said before, a lot of burlap, a lot of barnwood. I've done wreaths. I make picture holders, picture frames.
Tell me about your flower pot.
Oh, I took a...
Oh, that was cool.
I took a flower pot that Chico found at the dump, and it was a ceramic, ugly flower pot, and painted it, and then used an old, embroidered, I guess, blanket that we'd had laying around for years, but it had holes in it, and painted over it, which looks fabulous. I was even impressed with that one. We've made growth charts for the grandkids out of barn wood, which I really like and enjoy. What else have we made?
The majority of the stuff that hangs on our walls is stuff that she makes.
Lots of primitive signs, and basically I started doing this because I wanted to give something unique for Christmas gifts with our kids. Okay. So that's how we got started. And then when other people would see it, they would like it and they would want one as well. So it just kind of, snowballed.
Right.
But she does a lot of other stuff that probably doesn't fall in the crafting. She makes all our own lotions, and different kinds. She makes pain lotions and calming lotions and just regular get ready for work lotions. And she does lip balms and stuff like that.
Beard balm.
She doesn't do any of that potato water, does she?
No, that's just Grizz.
I've never heard of that. Now,
well, I think that's
an Oregon mountain thing.
I think it's a common name for moonshine.
Well, I was getting ready to say that I wasn't always the God-fearing man that sits before you now. And many years ago, I did have a slight affinity for tater juice.
Tater juice, okay. So, and we had, we just have people dropping in here now. Teasers Pleasers has joined the room.
Hey, hi, Teasers Pleasers.
We have an Angelica Speakman. And
hi.
So I guess we're getting a turnover of people here.
Good. The more the merrier.
So, all right, we're running at right at about 10:38 though. Hon, what do you think? You want to name a time, or you just want to?
No, that probably a good time.
Yeah, I think we're getting pretty close here. So
I think so too.
Oh, Coco's telling you, Chico, rocket fuel.
Thank you, Coco. And I think I know who that is. I'm not going to mention it in case I'm wrong, but I do think I know who that is.
Okay, well, we can tell. Well, everybody that's in the chat, we certainly appreciate you being here, sharing your time with us, and joining us here this evening.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you again next week. Don't forget, tomorrow night we have a special thing for a giveaway. Be sure to get in on that.
Which I just put the link. Our giveaway ends tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time.
Next week we're going to have somebody that's in the room tonight.
Concrete Kid.
The Concrete Kid is going to be here. An ex-YouTuber. And yet she's here.
Mm-hmm.
So, we thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on. We appreciate it.